So my freaking roommate moves out yesterday while I was trying to sleep. I already knew that they were moving yesterday because she like texted everybody and was like, I'm moving, my dad's coming by to help me like get my stuff out of the house. And I'm like, sure, whatever. Super noisy, whatever, she's moving. I woke up to her empty room, and I kind of wanted to like see what her room looked like because I never saw it. I wanted to see if it was bigger than mine because I wanted to be able to like move from my room to her room. But her room is the same size as mine, but she has shelving in her room. Like my room doesn't have shelves on the wall. Like hers has like built-in shelves, and like I always thought that she and I were sharing like my closet was back to back with her closet because I would always hear her messing with stuff on that shelf. Because I always wondered, like, because like her bed, when you first walked in the room, her bed was like right by the door, and I was like, why would she put her bed in front of her closet? Like she has to jump across her bed every time she wants to get in the closet. Like that's what I always thought. But the thing that like bothered me the most about this whole like move situation, she's not taking the cat with her. And the manager knew how I felt about the cat. Like she knew that I was like kind of uncomfortable with the cat. Like I had been complaining to her a couple of days ago about the smell of like urine in the house, and I'm just like, why am I the only person that's smelling this? Why is nobody else smelling this cat pee smell? And she said she smelled it, but not as strong as I was smelling it because I'm like super sensitive and I get irritated like really easily. I'm just like, you already know that I was kind of over the cat. I even messaged her and said, you know what, I'll just deal with like the urine smell, you know, whatever. She's gonna be moving soon, so it's not a big deal. Like I said this to you, and yet you failed to tell me that she's not taking this damn cat with her. So I'm like messaging the manager. I'm like, oh cool, like cat's moving out today. The owner's name is Cat as well. I said, did she find a place, you know, where she could accommodate her cat? The manager goes, I'm adopting Maxwell. And I'm like, when were you gonna tell me that you plan to adopt Maxwell? So the cat. So I'm like, okay, well, is Maxwell gonna stay in your unit? Because like she's got the mother-in-law unit that's attached to the house. She can close the door off. And she's like, yeah, I plan to move like the cat box, the cat food, all the toys, everything she uses over to my unit. And I'm like, cool, is she gonna stay over there? And she's like, well, she's a cat, so it's gonna be difficult to make her stay over there. She's still gonna be meowing at the door to come into the main house because this is where she thinks she lives. And she's like, oh, and Megan, my other roommate, she's like, oh, she's gonna be, you know, still wanting to see Maxwell because she's pretty attached to her. And I'm just like, I don't really care what Megan wants. Like this has to be like a group thing. This has to be like a whatever we all want. And like, I don't care if you and Megan like this cat. Like, I don't like this cat. I was like, you know what, don't even worry about it. I was like, completely understandable. She's a cat. She's still going to be like trying to come over to the main house. I understand. I was like, I'll figure things out for myself. AKA, I'm probably moving. Like my sanity is being completely affected. And like, I like the cat. Like she's super cute, but it's like she wants to like be in your space, touch you. She needs attention constantly. When she comes in my room, she leaves fur everywhere. I'm like trying to pray. Like it's just hair all over my clothes. When I go to work, it's just too much. So like, yeah, so it just really pissed me off because I feel like she's known at least for a week or two that she was adopting this cat, and she never once announced it until the day this girl's moving out. And it's like, oh, by the freaking way, I'm adopting this cat. And I'm like, you already knew you was adopting this cat. You probably knew for a month or two when y'all had that last conversation. Because I was sitting there, I was getting my bed assembled by a company. I was sitting like out in the living room area, and the manager and Kat were having a conversation, and Kat was saying that she was going to move out when COVID was over, and she was going to try to find a place that could accommodate Maxwell so that she'd be able to go outside because she's now an indoor-outdoor cat. And so that was the last conversation. That was like a month ago. The manager then was like, I can take the cat if you can't find any place for it to go. And I'm looking at her like, no, you cannot take the cat. Like, we don't want the cat here. Like, I don't want the cat here. So,
Jess, what can we get started for you?
hey, good morning. Can I do a tall blonde cinnamon dolce latte with caramel drizzle added to it and stirred?
called Blonde Cinnamon Dolce Latte with caramel drizzle insert.
Yeah. And if you guys have any chocolate chip cookies, can I have one warmed on your number 2 setting?
Julian, we'll see you at the window. Thank you.
Thanks. I don't think I've ever ordered on this camera before. This is the Starbucks with the tunnel. So you're gonna see, we're gonna get dark. I don't even know if I have money on my Starbucks card, and if I click off, the video is gonna click off. Starbucks has like the best chocolate chip cookie. And if you get it, like get them to put it on the number 2 setting. Sometimes if they take too long to hand it to you, it's not as hot as it would be, but if you're the only one in line, super good. So, anyway, I'm gonna drink my coffee. I'm gonna turn on the Joe Budden podcast so I can finish it.